In Bridgerton Season 3, Cressida Cooper finally receives a moment of genuine connection and possible redemption through a budding friendship with Eloise Bridgerton. This surprising and tender relationship briefly humanizes Cressida, moving her beyond the long-held mean girl stereotype. However, the show abruptly ends this arc when Cressida is exposed for impersonating Lady Whistledown, causing Eloise to cut ties and viewers to question the purpose of such a fleeting transformation. Jessica Madsen, who plays Cressida, defends her character, explaining that her harshness is rooted in family pressure, not malice. Despite the harsh fallout, Madsen remains hopeful for Cressida's future, likening her to a phoenix poised to rise again. Bridgerton gave its most misunderstood girl one soft thing to rip it away. Bridgerton gave Cressida Cooper a real friendship and chance at redemption before snatching it away in the most cruel manner. Cressida Cooper in Bridgerton Season 3 was finally handed something she's never had before, a genuine sense of friendship and connection. But in true Tan fashion, it was too good to last. For fleeting moments in Season 3, we see Eloise and Cressida come together in what felt like a real friendship, or possibly even more. It's unexpected, gentle, and almost redemptive. The show's reasoning to rip away a connection that seemed so real and was beginning to paint Cressida in a brighter light in the audience's eyes was rather weak. For viewers who've lived through the relatively plain arc of Daphne in Bridgerton Season 1, Eloise and Cressida's friendship felt like a refreshing and bold change. However, the abrupt end to this storyline felt like a setup that leveraged vulnerability. Cressida and Eloise's short-lived friendship in Bridgerton Season 3. Season 3 of Bridgerton takes Cressida Cooper beyond the one-dimensional mean girl trope she's been donning since the show's start. The installment begins with the viewers learning that Cressida, Jessica Madsen, and Eloise, Claudia Jessie, had formed a friendship over their time away in the countryside with their families. The two seemed to share a genuine connection. They bonded over their frustrations with societal roles and even shared real and reflective moments. This storyline seemed like it could finally undo Cressida's forced villainy arc. The connection felt pretty revolutionary for Cressida in particular, now that we know how stifling her home life was. Her social life was practically non-existent unless you count the jabs and sneers at Penelope and Daphne. Season 3 brought to her Eloise, who listens and seems genuinely interested in a friendship with her. For once, we see Cressida simply exist and not strategize. In fact, the friendship felt so real and soft, especially from Cressida's end, that fans like @Ruthivi-Reddit were quick to speculate about the relationship possibly being queer-coded on /Bridgerton Netflix, too. All fantastic stuff, and it would have honestly been a treat to witness her evolution. But alas, their friendship was rather short-lived. The revelation of Cressida's attempts at impersonating Lady Whistledown led to the eventual end of her and Eloise's friendship. What stings the most is the abrupt end of something that seemed to be building on Cressida's growth, empathy, and transformation. The end also brought forth significant criticism for Eloise, who seemed to only be using Cressida as a placeholder until ultimately going back to Penelope. Jessica Madsen's thoughts on her Bridgerton character. Jessica Madsen, who played the role of Cressida with such passion, has taken to press interviews to express her thoughts about the complexities of her character. By the end of Season 3, it became pretty clear to everyone watching that Cressida is far more than what she may allow to meet the eye. Beyond the icy exterior is a girl who's emotionally stifled by her parents, made to be competitive by her mother. In an interview with Refinery29, when asked about why she does not want her character to be seen as a mean girl, Madsen replied, "She's not a mean girl. Her meanness is generational, passed down to her from her mom. It's within the nature of her family, and she doesn't really know any better until she starts to learn better." Cressida's arc met an untimely fall in Season 3. By the end of the show, she was dismissed by the Queen, her dowry was pulled by her father, Eloise broke their friendship, and she was sent to stay with her aunt in the Welsh countryside. However, Madsen has not lost hope. She noted, "I do still have hope for Cressida's happy ending. I like to think the phoenix in her will rise. We may have witnessed her fall down, but we may also get to witness her rise, like many flawed Bridgerton characters." What did you think about Cressida's arc in Season 3? Let us know in the comments.